nouveau.
Mais peut-être ça t'aide, hein. Un whisky qui n'a jamais été utilisé. Mais par contre, je l'ai parce que je lui ai promis de le vendre.
Ah.
Du coup, faut que je le vende
Non.
à un prix, je sais pas, on regarde. Probablement genre 100 francs.
Merci.
C'est rose aussi.
Ok.
Ça ajoute au style. Ah, et ça a genre 256 gigas de mémoire.
Voilà.
Divya. Là, tu vois, ça va pas focus, alors qu'avant, ça focusait vite sur des trucs comme ça.
Cette discussion était trop bizarre. Tu t'es dit qu'on devait s'appeler?
Ouais.
On devait s'appeler hier.
Et avec la caméra.
J'ai dit ça ça c'est hyper drôle aussi. J'ai dit ça à Ariana. Elle m'a fait ouais non ça c'est Pichare. En mode elle pisse chez toi pour marquer son territoire, tu vois. Et
Comment ça? Tu penses qu'Olivia, elle
Comme
a
un-
pissé chez toi?
comme un petit chien, tu vois, qui va quelque part et tu pisses juste pour marquer ton territoire. Et en gros elle dit qu'en italien t'as une expression qui est comme ça, qui est Pichare, je sais pas quoi. C'est en gros c'est genre tu te gardes une porte ouverte, tu vois. Et en gros, elle dit les ex qui reviennent et qui envoient des petits messages comme ça, en mode. Qui gardent un peu toujours le contact, qui sont pas capables de le couper court, c'est juste qu'ils gardent une porte ouverte parce que voilà. Et que c'était ça qu'elle faisait. Et après, elle m'a dit en mode. Ouais, tu sais, genre. Elle a commencé à devenir un peu. Je sais plus exactement comment ça s'est passé, mais en mode très. À insinuer quelque chose. Et elle était en train de dire que ce que j'ai fait avec Martha l'autre jour, c'était exactement la même chose. J'ai repêché Martha à la soirée de Lena. C'était vraiment juste moi qui pissais pour me garder une porte ouverte avec Martha. Et après elle m'a dit don't mess with my friend, comme ça, avec un accent hongrois.
Mais je pense que Olivia, à la base, t'aurais pas pensé qu'elle a un intérêt à laisser une porte ouverte, non?
Je sais pas, j'ai pas compris ce message. Et puis après on s'est appelé hier. Et c'était vraiment weird, en mode juste on parlait de notre vie. En mode comme si de rien n'était, tu vois. Ce qui était nice et en même temps très bizarre. C'est pour ça que je lui ai envoyé un message ce matin. En disant, je sais pas, je suis perdu. Et
Juste ça.
non, un peu plus. Et en gros, je faisais un peu le. En mode, genre quand j'ai reçu le premier message de Livia, ça m'a fait ni chaud ni froid. Et hier, quand on s'est appelé, genre ça m'a vraiment genre trop perturbé. En mode, genre. Je pensais à ça toute la nuit dans ma tête. J'étais juste en mode, qu'est-ce que ça veut dire genre, il y avait trop de choses à dire, trop de choses que j'ai pas bien dit, etc. Bref. Et je sens que ça va encore être un coup où juste.
Tu réouvres quelque chose en toi.
Ouais, et puis elle est juste là en mode. Tu sais, elle parle et puis après elle dit rien. Non, pas elle dit rien, mais genre elle parle pour rien dire ou elle veut juste pas assumer. Et, du coup, je sais pas, elle est venue vers moi un peu en mode ah oui, genre j'ai des choses à te dire, en mode je suis désolé pour ça, mais genre elle m'a jamais dit pourquoi elle était désolée, tu vois. Du coup, c'est un peu en mode toujours ce truc de. Je sais pas, là je l'ai pris un peu de. Je l'ai pas pris mal, je l'ai pris un peu en mode. Genre juste elle voulait sortir quelque chose d'elle. Et. Je sais pas, genre c'est pas comme si elle était pas intéressée pour moi, mais genre. C'est un peu genre. Je sors quelque chose, mais je vais pas non plus chercher à savoir si ça a bien été compris par l'autre. C'est très clair.
Non, c'est pas clair, mais
Bah,
c'est intéressant.
alors là, c'est complètement très très subjectif. Mais. Là, passer par là en vélo. Genre. Tu sais, c'est en mode. Dans ce truc-là de guilt, t'as besoin de le sortir pour le sortir de toi, mais t'as pas besoin de t'assurer que la personne soit apaisée ou soit heureuse de ce qui s'est passé, tu vois. En mode là, elle me dit ah oui, il y a des choses que genre j'ai pas osé te, enfin genre j'ai pas osé comprendre ou genre j'ai pas voulu comprendre ou j'ai pas su respecter tes émotions. C'était plus important pour elle de sortir ça que pour moi de pouvoir exprimer ses émotions. Tu vois ce que je veux dire?
Non. Mais je pense que c'est quelque chose sûrement que je vois. mais que tes mots ne renvoient pas à ce que je vois.
Ah, disons.
Si tu le dis en anglais, ça ressemble à quoi?
So, one of my feeling, I don't know which one of these feeling I had after we broke up, she was referring to, but let's say one of my feeling was that I didn't feel at ease being friend with her in a friend group, if I can be at ease being a friend with her, just the two of us alone. That was one of my feeling, and the only thing she said when she sent me a new text, it was, yeah, I didn't respect some of your feelings, but how can I know if this feeling now will be respected? So no, the only thing she did was to let out this idea of her that she felt guilty not respecting my feeling, or some of my feelings, but she didn't care that to say, oh yeah, this is your feeling, no, I respect it. You know what I meant? So I mean, it's okay for me. The thing is that first text she sent me, I didn't care. I mean, it was really, and then we called, and I had this idea that if we call, we can a bit explain this message, you know. And it was just like, oh yeah, this is my life at the moment. Also, did I tell you about this lecture Trans was asked to give at Theomunchen? This is the studio of Livia.
Are you gonna go?
I don't know.
Is anyone planning to go from Trans?
No, I don't think so. I would like to go.
I can come with you.
You wanna go? Come to Munchen? I think it would be fun, but
I could give a lecture.
Maybe a bit weird if I'm the only one that is going from Trans.
Hey, I'm representing Trans.
But I would love to go. I have friends there also. It's like the studio of 3 of my friends. So Olivia and 2 other one. And I will give a lecture to them. Yeah. Anyway, so this morning I sent.
Tu voudrais dire, would you like to give a lecture to your ex? There's gonna be a turn in the lecture.
Hola. I know we have a 3 minutes 34. Should I voice message?
Ah, wow.
Which I can open because we don't have a read notification, or Olivia doesn't have read notification. Okay, I listen to it, and you want to film me listening to it?
Yes. Ah, but we cannot listen?
No, it's private.
Oh là là.
You can see my reaction. Oh, fuck.
It would be nice to...
No, it's mysterious, then I will explain what I want to explain. Nice. Are you taking notes? Do you want relationship advice, Martin?
Nice.
No, basically she was saying that she shared those feelings of basically a bit pretending or not being able to open and to be very truthful. and that it's very okay if we try to open up those talks in the coming weeks at some point, speak again in a nice way. And like she felt ready to deconstruct some of these aspects of vulnerability between us.
But I'm sure I have already been in some kind of similar situation in terms of thinking too much about what the others think, about what you think, about what they think, and it feels to me like a loophole. Look at this.
Fuck. We are going.
So what I wanted to write to the camera is that
Life is a mess. That I'm happy to share with you.
it's April. End of April.
But look, also you will meet Ariana next week
She's coming,
for my birthday.
and it's snowing in Zurich.
I mean, hopefully you will meet her. But
This is the last snow.
you know what that is? Okay, I can show you stuff. Look at what I found in my calendar.
Oh,
I sent a video to myself 5 years ago
wow.
about life in general, which I
Okay.
will only open up on my birthday privately.
How did you send this? I want to know how to do this.
It's like just a calendar event.
And
Well,
with a note.
You put the video recording in the calendar event.
This
And
is incredible.
I recorded it on my birthday 2019, and I was like, of course 5 years ago in those years you are very, very different. So I was like such old man.
We'll
all
have to
different
film
man.
it.
No, I can't share that. I think I know a bit what I was thinking at the time. It's really this kind of.
No, it's super precious.
I think it's super precious. It's me, how I view life, and what I was scared of.
How
think
long is it?
I don't know.
No, don't look.
I can look. We'll see it on this day. It's everything I was scared of, and it's basically I think a bit about the way I view life and
I want to see it.
pressure myself. I will see it first.
I want to see it.
Okay, maybe we can see it because I think it's really shameful.
No, there's nothing shameful.
I think I know a bit. It talks about a bit of girls, a bit of me versus working hard and I mean let's see who I was, but 2019, it was not even COVID yet. I was yeah, I was the smallest man, you know. I was in the second. What the fuck?
It's good, it's good. It will be very interesting.
Yes. Qu'est-ce que tu n'arrives pas à passer avec Violetta?
I don't know. It's not necessarily that I want to become friends. It's not that I don't want to be friends or something. It's just very confusing because it's a person with whom we are so close and so connected, and it's very intellectual and very about talking, and I don't know. Sometimes it feels like with every person I can only be in a very intense relationship or nothing. But nothing is not something that is attractive. I want to be in the best relationship with everyone.
Do you think our relationship is intense?
Ours,
Yes.
yes, but
How is it intense?
I don't know. We are doing a lot of things together, and also I don't but that's maybe not intense, but I don't really think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I just go for it.
When are you pissed off with me?
Never.
Never?
No.
That's not true. Sometimes I'm pissed off with you.
Why?
Because sometimes you don't answer mails or text messages, and that really annoys me.
Me?
Yes, not mine. The one that are important for what we want to go for.
I feel like I'm always answering. Actually, we should write to Oliver.
You still didn't write him? You still didn't write him that we are coming? You know, it's amazing me, because I think it's you being free, you know, but me, I couldn't.
Me being free? I feel like it's not being free.
Yeah, but...
No, but I wrote to him that we are coming.
Yeah.
But
This
not that...
13h30. Tell him, okay, we arrive at 2. So, I have a big problem when people don't answer or don't are not clear. And so because when we text the two of us, it's I also. Look at that snow, what the fuck. It's makes me feel bad. But oh wow, they are going to build here.
Oh, wow.
But I don't know, it's like this way you annoy me, it's very creative. In the first semester, I was really annoyed with you also when we were making this movie.
Why?
Because I don't know, it was like this, yeah, let's see, and or like when we were not able to make a trailer out of it, and then you have your crazy ideas. But I feel it's very productive that I am annoyed with you, because it means that you're tickling some part of me that I...
Very honestly, I feel like I'm not... I wouldn't have thought that I have ever annoyed you.
Yes, that's why you don't care about the other people.
But if you say that I don't care about other people,
No, it's not. You don't.
I'm happy to hear that, but it's really not true, because I feel like I care way too much.
Yes, but at the same time,
I care way too much.
You're not acknowledging.
It's one of the things I want to change, you know, like truly don't care about. Not in a bad way, just like don't care about what other people think of you.
No, I'm not sure it's about what they think of you, because caring about what people think of you is caring about you. It's not caring about the other people. You know, if you care about what I think of you, you're just caring about yourself. You're not caring about me. You know?
So you think I don't care about other people?
No, I just think in some particular areas, you have a conception of what is just or what is respectful that is very different than mine. You know, it's like also when in this first time when you were, I don't know, coming straight to the camera of the people. That's why I don't think it's bad. It's just we have very different consideration of what is respectful. It's not a matter of who was right.
In the beginning, you thought that it was a bit too much to take the camera to the people.
Yes, and that's why it's not bad, because you're pushing me out of my limits. But sometimes this kind of just.
But you've been watching Casey Neistat.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's USA. It's like. I mean, maybe it's also the way he is, and it's you know, when we were in this market and we were going straight for the people, and I was scared, but it's very good. And then we made a super nice movie out of that, so I'm glad. But you know, to some degrees, some stuff, I was really educated in a way of not messing, and so for some moments, like
actually me too, really educated.
Yeah, okay. Then now I am very cautious about that. And let's say, I don't feel we are in the same way. And so this thing is, it's not bad, but for some areas, it's very good that I have that, like this kind of mail answering or text message, or I couldn't just leave one text message not seen, if I care about what's going to happen. But it's just me being stressed. It's not a matter of yeah, you should. And for some stuff, it's good also your freedom. So it pissed me off to some extent. Also, like this situation with Berenice or with Violetta, we have very different take on it. I mean, it's your story, it's not mine, but we are not stressed about the same thing. That's what I want to say. It's not a matter of who's right or who's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but all in all, I think that caring about what the other people think of you is not caring about the other people. It's caring about you, which doesn't mean you don't care about other people. But this precise example, it's really, I know because I care about what the other people think of me, not because I care about the other people.
You care about the image you have of yourself.
Yes, but it's caring about yourself. It's not caring about how the others are feeling.
To me, it's a little bit like, I don't know, but in my family, I feel like it's very common to receive comments.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been taking the comments too seriously.
Yes, but it's
Like,
you. It's still about you.
it is about me, but it is also taking too seriously what other people think of me.
Yes.
Like, I have a lot of examples. Like, I don't even want to. When I was very small, I didn't want to go to. I don't like hairdressers. Maybe you may start to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know how I will cut it. But I didn't want to go to the hairdresser, and I said I will have long hair. And then my grandfather told me, yeah, now you look like a girl. And that changed everything in me. Like, I took it way too seriously, and then I went to the hairdresser and I cut my hair because it felt really bad. But
so that's your trauma.
no, I have a lot of these.
To be able to, no, not
to
this
free
one.
yourself from other
Yes.
people's.
But you're so scared that the other people's view will impact you that you don't let people view in.
Yeah, maybe. For sure. I have so many of these.
So you need to pretend to be super free, and that no one will shape you, so that you yourself convince yourself that you will not be shaped by the other people.
It's funny that you say it in this way. I have never thought of it this way.
Yes. I have a good experience with trauma.
Look outside.
Yeah, it's beautiful for you. Your face looks like the it's like you have a light box on the side. There's so much white. Beautiful lights.
Wow. Yeah, here too.
Yes.
Take videos. I think he's just expecting us to come for a coffee.
Yes, but then we are just playing in the snow. We need to.
No, let's tell him, let's go for a walk.
Yes.
And then we tell him, let's do something together.
Let's make something funny.
Maybe he can help us. We can help you with making a book or something. What is the residency about? Hey, what is this? What is that?
Did you send him a text?
Yes, I did.
Did you respond for the project interim?
No. But you didn't send me the project.
Yes, I did.
It's not the right one.
Yes, it's the right one. Maybe you sent two, and then I don't remember the other one you sent to. Because if it's the one at Earlycon La, this house I don't care about. Or maybe I should care about. Which one were you thinking about?
You sent me this, but
Chelou.
I think you just sent me the.
Yeah, the whole. This is the one.
This is it.
Yes. Sound something.
Okay, I will.
you know how I understand about your trauma. I think I share some similarities in the way I behave with you. I was really observing of you during this last week in the project, and it reminded me of a lot of things I do, or I did, or I'm doing.
But what is the link with the project?
Which project?
You mean in which project?
No, the design studio. The way
Yes.
you behaved when you were working for the design studio and were interacting with the people in the studio.
Yes. What was it like?
I know, last week you were super mysterious and super, not pretentious, because it's not like that, but it's really pretending or like acting out a role.
For sure.
Yes.
Because I feel like all of this project is about acting.
No, not when you were presenting the project. When you were working on it
Yes,
with the other
also.
people in the studio. And it was this kind of
Next halt,
mysterious of wait, which example can I take? Like, yeah, I don't know, I'm not, you know, when you're like, people come, oh, is a trailer going? Yeah, no, I'm not going for a trailer. Or, yeah, no, you know, Meteora can't define me. You know, I'm beyond that. And, yeah, no, I did this trailer, probably took me 1 hour. And it's like, I'm just making rules. It's not bad. It's not a criticism that I'm addressing, or even if it's a criticism, it's like not saying you shouldn't do that anymore. But it was really showcasing behavior I can have also. That's why now I understand. I understand.
But it's not really like this. It's more like it's like an internal fight, you know. It's like I want to take this position towards the project.
Yeah.
I want it really strongly, but it's not easy to be free.
No.
So it's like an internal fight, and like parts of me are like everyone else in the studio, like wanting to make sense, but I feel like if I want to have this role, I have to like live it fully.
Yeah.
And then I have to like push it also in the way other people are like looking at it. And you know, like I don't remember, there's this quote about pretending and change or something like this. Like often the change happens because you start to pretend,
Yes,
and then
of
it
course.
becomes reality. And
Fake it till you make it.
and it's not like faking it that much, because I'm really doing this.
Yeah, of course. But
I'm really doing this, but I'm conscious about the fact that I also understand the other side. Like, you know, I'm not like fully in another world, and I'm conscious about everything.
Okay,
This is not easy.
I'm not asking you to justify yourself.
No, but
I'm just saying that I understand.
But I don't know. To me, I don't see any real. I don't really understand my own project. Danke.
Danke. It's okay, Martin.
But I'm having a lot of fun in this project. I'm having a lot of fun and a lot of fears and fun, and it's nice. A lot of things happening. But I truly wanted to. The problem is that I wanted to be fully into it, like totally doing random, and not thinking, and being from another world. Like I don't know which text, maybe from Cool as like talking about aliens. I wanted to be like that a bit in the studio.
Yeah, but I think also.
And to leave it and
No.
try to see what happens. And I was really scared in the scripts of getting destroyed. And I'm truly scared of getting destroyed in the project, because I feel like as soon as they don't like my project, I will like die like Holtrop, you know, like Holtrop loved my project. At some point, not anymore, and then like every week, it was really bad. And
then you're back in this scheme of just being defined by the gaze of the other.
yeah,
I think they said at some point this Vera comment. What is the title trying to say, you know? And then every time your answer is just it's random, or it's like it's not supposed to have a meaning, and that the meaning will appear. And I understand all of your processes. I think it's also, or maybe that's just me because I think it's fully differently than you. But it's also fearing to define the meaning into something, no?
but every time I have a meaning for the title.
Yeah, but now when Vera
But it's
asked
like-
you were like, there was nothing you wanted to defend.
I don't have to. I mean, I was hesitant on telling her why I chose this title.
Why did you choose the title?
because there's an interview of Aki Kaurismäki where somebody attacks him about I don't know how it's phrased, but the fact that the movies are feelingless in Ariel, that it's harsh and everything, and he answers kind of in a strange way, in Aki's way, saying, do you really think someone doesn't have emotions when once he felt so much pity for a match that he buried it in a forest? So he says that the act of burying a match is a proof of having emotions. And so this we just changed it to ingesting because we came back to the idea that the collection, a house is a collection of things, and like it's like a skin. The entrance is like a mouth, and then every time you collect something from the outside, you take it inside and you ingest it through the mouth. So you bond emotionally with something in the outside, and you take it inside.
And then why are you not able to defend it?
Because I don't have to defend it.
Of course.
Why would I?
I mean, then people grasp what you mean with this project. Because it's really easy just to say, it doesn't mean anything, and you only one defending the meaning. But then people confront, no, it's like your voice with the world. And of course your voice is much more interesting if people can't get it, or it's like not first degree or whatever, but at some point your voice with the world also tries to mean something. Or then otherwise you just defend not this will not to mean anything. And it's also something you want to say. Okay, I don't want to mean anything. I don't care about meaning anything, Overstadt or whatever. But I feel like...
No, I think how I was seeing the studio until now, at least, is that...
Nächster Halt, Kutzwil.
Is that until now I was building the story of a house. I was like writing the story of a house. But I didn't write it in the way of feeling everything. But I like put chapter 2 is this and chapter 6 is this, and then I leave a lot of things open.
Yes.
And I didn't want to define exactly what the title means. I don't want to give an answer about what it means to me, because I feel like it can mean anything to anyone. And this is why I liked my project, because I leave a lot of holes open, and I or at least with Jonas, I think what I loved working with Jonas is that we constantly switched words. Like we started to talk about Kati and Takeshi, and like at some point Jonas said, what if the city are legs? And it didn't make any sense. And then we started to talk, but the city are the legs. So then we think, okay, if the city are the legs, then maybe the door is the mouth. That truly doesn't. We didn't decide it because this makes a lot of sense. It was more like, what happens if we do this? And then the mouth made us think of the mind and the heart. So Kati is the mind and Takeshi is the heart. So if this is like that, then how do things happen in the house? And I don't want to defend why. I could, because every time we decided something, every time you decide to put this kind of label or something on something, then you realize that you focus on it and you start to make links. So when we decided that Takeshi is the heart, we really didn't think about it, you know. But then the more you watch the movies and you have this in mind, Takeshi is the heart, you start to see things. And like, I started to watch the movies by having this in mind, and I see the flowers, I see the way he's killing and the way he's acting, and he's more feeling like he has intuition, or he's following intuition, or he's following like something else than his mind. And then it started to make sense why Takeshi is the heart. So now I could define why Takeshi is the heart. And to ingest a match, when we decided it like 5 minutes before one of the discussions.
Yeah, I understand the process.
And we didn't think about it, and actually we realized, it works better than we imagined, so let's keep it. And every week the meaning to us is also changing. And I think it's the first time in a studio or in some place that I experienced confidence about this process. Like, confidence about the process of floaty things starting to make sense. Because a lot of things, I feel like floaty things can make sense if you see them from another way, but you cannot defend them. Like, when I started to do stuffed cabbage with Holtrop, I started to like, it made sense to me because I come from Hungary and we eat stuffed cabbage, and cabbage is this incredible plant that has like so many layers when it grows, you know. And I wanted to do the same thing out of glass, like to have a lot of layers, because glass to me is really closely related to cabbage, because nowadays if you see a window, it's like really rare to have one layer, and you don't even realize. So I think it's like glass is about layers, and maybe in 15 years we will have 4 layers of glass like as standards, just because it's like cabbage, it's like growing thicker and thicker in layers.
I think that's what I meant.
But Holtrop, I didn't even have the courage to explain him why I took this name.
That's why I mean it's this idea that also it's very comfortable because Meteor welcomed that thinking process, and I agree with you, and I think it's valuable. And for me also, you know, even though I try to put meaning in everything I do, I don't grasp all of the meaning, and in the end, like Vera, for example, she gave us a meaning we had no clue of, and it was not like, oh yeah, of course that's what we meant, and it's like, it's never like that. But that doesn't mean that you should, you know, the way you explain the stuffed cabbage, if you just explain to someone, yeah, it's floaty, then people will not want to see what you mean, or like not find interest in that. It's like if every time you just, I mean, so for some time for me it's just pissing me off when you're just like, oh yeah, I don't care, whatever. And then it's not the same as telling a story, even though the story doesn't make sense, or it's not fixed, or it's not a why story, but a rap story, or a floaty story. It's really different. And then you can just give a story to someone, and it's like just food for them, and then it convinces them. Because the problem is that if you I love the way you're making things, and I feel also that the way Overstadt allows us to think, it's super nice because even for me it pushes me to go beyond this kind of simple linear function of thinking. And but then it's just about having a story to tell it, and because it's your voice to the world, the people needs to be able to have a entry points, and the entry points is not saying it could be everything and anything, because it's also nothing if it's everything and anything that people want. So I don't know, I feel like to some degree, just being able to have a small story like you explained for the cabbage, and to be able to be confident about it even though the story doesn't make sense, it's much more important, or like it's beneficial.
Maybe if I was like this about the cabbage in front of Waltrop, he would have.
Yes. And it's just a matter of
The problem is that I think at some point, but this is also about pretending, but at some point he lost the trust, like that. He's mindful about what he does, you know.
Yeah, but it's because you just
he thought
defend
that
yourself.
I do random stuff and it's meaningless, but actually no, I do a lot of things with strange ways, like I don't know, when I was working in Barcelona, I did a lot of plans for houses where I just took a pen and I did random drawing, and then I started to start from that.
I agree with you that everything shouldn't be consequential, and because of Overstadt, I'm doing Overstadt this semester, I'm like trying to get out of this and trying to be able to just not do things that are only consequential, but then it's a matter of look how Overstadt is convincing us that this is the way to go. Even for me, I mean, I would have been in any other student that just tell me, just look around, do random stuff and everything. It would be very different than if it's like, no, it's not about analysis, it's synthesis, or it's like this explanation of something that we can't understand. It makes, I don't know. I think it's also about having a story to or convincing people that it's not just. Because doing random stuff can also be this kind of non-caring about stuff. And I feel like if Overstadt didn't have a good story to convince me, I could also take it a very different way.
It's interesting. You know that I'm afraid to show whatever things I do in university to my parents because of what they will say.
Yeah, and then after that, you're just like after a studio like Ultrop that killed you. You're just I'm going to Emerson and to do proper architecture, you know. And it's just too bad. So it's just a bit of character building to be able to, in a context that is not as comfortable as Overstadt for you, be able to defend those and to for me too, now it's much more difficult to explain to my parents than when I was in Rondeluber. But still, I think I love Overstadt. I love the way of
Nächster
thinking, and I
Halt
think it's so
Gotha.
valuable.
Reisende in Richtung
today's world.
Herisau
You know that
und
this weekend I had
Affenfeld
this,
steigen bitte
the my stepmother maybe, c'est pas de l'eau,
Quoi?
c'est du thé.
C'est bon? T'es malade?
Un peu, mais tu peux voir. C'est pas que tu... Je sais pas, c'est le seul thé au gingembre que j'ai trouvé. So, I was talking with my stepmom, my father's new wife, who is an interior architect or interior designer. I think she's quite closed about her way of seeing this. And
Architecture?
yeah, everything. I think already for the past project she doesn't really value what I'm doing. But this weekend I've tried to explain to her what I'm doing for the focus work.
Yes.
And it was like a joke. I explained to her, and then she answers like, yeah, but what is the project? Then I explained to her it's about going and letting go and seeing what happens. Then she answers, but what is the project? Like, what are you doing? Are you doing anything? Then I answer her, we are doing this. And then she asked, and why? What is the purpose of this? Like, we had the conversation like this, and it didn't go anywhere. She didn't even want to try to understand. That's quite interesting.
But that's, you know, in like a short, like fuck. Il y a pas longtemps, I would have had the same reaction, you know, or be pissed about people doing, but I think the way Oberstadt or the Meteorology was able to explain us this, no, it makes me think straight front. I was looking at this kind of documentary about AI and this idea, the new notion of reality and whatever, and they were really just, oh yeah, we won't be able to trust facts, you know, the notion of facts will disappear, and it was really for me this kind of people not understanding what AI is about, you know, or what the world will be about in a short while, which I would have been exactly like a few weeks ago.
I am starting to feel like AI is way easier to understand.
Yes.
Like also the fact that I was reflecting about this yesterday, but about this, that these are language-based models that we use, like Alice and ChatGPT and everything. And have you started to use Midjourney?
Yes.
This weekend?
No, already for a while.
Ah. Are you getting good results? Midjourney is not easy for me now.
Okay, results. I'm learning, but I think you know, Miro said that I don't know when, like this kind of technical stuff, it's easy to do, and what's hard to do is the storyteller.
Yeah.
And I think now
This is like Eric.
What?
Like he's a lot into the technical stuff.
Yeah, it's easy this.
But it's not easy, but it's also easy to do it without thinking.
It's easy because it's like a science. So it's just you will get somewhere if you follow a logical method. And having a story that convinces people, it's way harder, you know. And so that's what I feel like now. This kind of method of Meteora is super good, but now it's irrelevant if you're not able to convince other people that it's relevant.
Phew, I have to find a way then to convince my parents, at least.
And there is really a ton of things, and also like most people are not relevant until they die, you know. Like most philosophers that marked the history, they were nobody in their time because they were too ahead of the curve. But I think the great struggle is to be able to ink or to anchor what you're thinking in a way that will be a convincing story. Won't make sense, but will be a convincing story to some other people maybe in 200 years, and then you will have marked stuff. You know, it's like our video. If you try to explain it, it doesn't make sense. You show it to people, then they are moved by it, and they're like, oh yeah, of course, it makes sense for me to just go randomly experience the city. So maybe it's not about explaining it, but just about having this one story there. Do you have gloves today? I couldn't find mine.
I don't have. Yesterday night I was reading the autoethnographic turn-in design. The part with the keys, a little bit before. It's also quite interesting. I should have copied them in the middle. Now I have a computer that runs middle better.
You bought a new computer this weekend? What?
Just a MacBook.
M2?
M3.
M3? Ah, you bought the last one?
No, I bought M3 Max.
You bought the best one? Papa helped a bit with the money? No? Where did you find this money?
No, it's actually... it's not really mine.
Whose is it?
It's a strange story, I don't know. I feel strange about it.
Tell the story.
No, I don't want to film everything. To me, talking about money is also really strange.
Yes.
Then we have to film it, we have to make you uncomfortable. It's too easy, you know, but limits.
Yeah, of course.
What's the story?
Nothing, but it's just like.
Stole it?
Ooh, that would have been nice.
What's worse to say than stealing? Stealing it.
No, I didn't steal it.
Yes. Then what's worse than stealing it?
No, I actually. I am using it temporarily, I think.
From whom?
But this is the thing, like, I really like this computer and I want to keep it.
Whose is it to begin with?
It's my parents.
Your father?
Yeah.
Ah, but then so you just switched with your father? You just took it from your father, he was not using it?
No, I am using it temporarily.
Until when?
Officially until the end of my studies, but I would love to keep it. It's a really good computer.
No, you give it back at the end of your studies and you buy yourself a proper one. I mean,
Yeah,
at
maybe.
the end of your studies it will be over.
But I have to be really careful with it.
Don't break it, you should buy this one.
This is
This
why
is
I
good.
didn't even take it today. I already,
This one?
well, I forgot to order it, but
The Chile, like me?
yeah, it's really.
Will be sexy, the two of us showing up with the same case.
But mine will be blue.
Blue?
Yes, because the blue somehow is way cheaper.
So you have a $5,000 computer, but you have a cheap. Sheesh, sheesh.
You know, this is 60 and this is 40. I don't know why. I
No,
hope
it's not 60. I didn't buy it 60.
Now it's 60.
Perhaps. Okay, I trust you.
This is a really bad habit actually, because since I'm small, I feel like everything I buy or everything I decide, I have to give reasons for it. You know,
Apart from projects.
even for the project, I feel like that.
I don't know how reason. I don't know how you define reason then. I love this discrepancy between the two Martins, no? There is the very free Martin doing project, and there is the Martin's life, which is not as free at all.
I don't know, but I would love to be a good actor. I really would love to be a good actor. T'essayes même pas d'être quoi.
Je sais pas quoi dire, j'ai jamais conduit une voiture. Hein. Alors un bus.
Attends, je vais te montrer. Ouais, déjà là, t'es au feu là. En train de regarder les passants. Ou les passantes.
Oh là là. J'adore. Putain, les gens dans les films ils conduisent jamais comme ça.
Ils ont des gros trucs ici. Là, tu dis coucou à l'autre.
Tout ça parce qu'il y a un train quoi.
Ouais. En fait, on sera en retard, on va pas. So we are on the way to Helsinki, but we took the long way. We are going by bus.
Oh, let's make it.
I still want to remind you, the viewers, that it is April. And it is
The 20th of April. It's not
the 20th of April. And we aren't even really in the mountain. And we are stuck. No bus. We're trying to hike, but no one is wanting to stop. Simon! Hallo, wir gehen zu Oberregg und es gibt keine Bus.
Ja, das ist so. Also steigt ein.
Danke schön.
Aber denen habe ich noch nicht gehört. Das wäre jetzt Oberregg als Dorf.
Ja. Ich hoffe, wir können zurückkommen diesen Nachmittag.
Ja, normalerweise um etwa 17 Uhr fährt noch ein Postauto. Und das gelbe Haus da vorne, da wäre die normale Bushaltestelle Oberregg Post.
Aha, wir
Jetzt-
sind in Oberregg. Ja.
Jetzt sind wir in Oberregg und jetzt geht es hier auf Richtung St. Anton.
Sehr, sehr
Oder
gut.
die andere Frage ist, ob ihr nachher Richtung Trogen fahren möchtet mit dem Bus. Der fährt auch etwas zwischen 16 und 17,
Ja.
bin ich sicher.
Und Trogen dann ist ein Zug.
Von Trogen her habt ihr dann einen kleinen Zug.
So,
Da ist das
Zug
andere
ist
Feld.
ein bisschen mehr
Ja, genau.
stabil mit diesem Wetter
Das
als
ist-
die
Das
Bus.
ist so. Also ich würde nachher Richtung Trogen fahren.
Ja,
Das wäre
gute Idee.
würde ich empfehlen. Und vorhin ist mir der Pfadschlitten, also der Schneepflug schon entgegengekommen, also es sind die Voraussetzungen gut zum Hochkommen. Der ist noch nicht zurück. Gut.
Wir waren in der Bus von St. Gallen zu hier und es war nicht facil.
Nicht easy.
Ja.
Das ist, ja. Da habt ihr einen super Tag ausgewählt zum.
Ja.
Weil eigentlich wäre auch auf dem St. Anton die Aussicht wäre wunderschön, aber die ist jetzt heute gestrichen.
Diese ist schön auch.
Ja, ja.
Und für die Adventure ist es sehr gut.
Ja, genau. Das ist auch ein Erlebnis.
Wir kommen, weil wir machen einen Film
Ja.
und wir machen ein Interview
Ah.
mit einem Künstler.
Ja.
Und dieser Künstler ist in einer Residenz in dieser Bibliothek.
Ah, ja.
Aber es ist ein bisschen Spitfire. So.
Und mit öffentlichem Verkehr immer recht schwierig. Also.
Let's hope it's worth it.
Danke vielmals.
Schön.
Bitte, gern
Schönen
geschehen.
Tag. Ciao.
Schönen Tag.
Wir sind in the in der Bibliothek. It's fucking snowing. Wow.
We arrived to the end of the world.
Exactly. And now it's encounters at the end of the world.
Encounters at the end of the world.
Did you tell him we are there?
Hein?
Tu lui as dit qu'on était là?
Yes.
Nice. Net.
Made it. It's incredible. Like always.
Quests.
If you look at this, Bewerbung tut gut.
What does it mean?
Busy period of time,
But it's not really.
and then I was like, yeah, come on, like I know I knew we'd meet again, so I was like,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Exactly.
No, all good.
But I'm very curious about what is this residency and how many people are here and what do you do and how does it work? Because it's really curious.
So
And
I think
sounds
the
really
residency,
nice.
I think the residency period is kind of changing. So this is one of the last where it's individual or small groups of artists doing projects. But it's basically because of the Andreas Zust bibliothèque upstairs, where we're going to visit in a second. You during this time, and I think it's during late in like November, you can submit a project about using the library for a research project or a project you want to do, and they take, I think it's 3 or 4 people, and you come stay here for a month, and you get to use the library, and at the end you submit your research. Simple as that, but basically it's a getaway. I think, yeah.
It's a library as a space or the library as a collection of books you're using?
Andres had as the books, the actual library is incredible.
Okay.
It's very much half photography, half art, half humanities, and then there's in between there's a weird spot where it goes from astronomy into like the spiritual, into like UFOs, and then into the art world.
Nice.
So I'm here for.
Sounds really cool.
So it's like an amazing collection of a human being, rather than of a gallerist or a collector that uses it to look important. Books have got a weird air of being used as a collector or like a human that uses it out of fascination rather than as trying to look clever. But it's an amazing collection.
Wow.
But I'm here to study. Andres had a fascination with UFO and UFO culture.
Ah, cool.
So I'm here to research a project on UFOs and popular culture.
So that was your proposition.
That was my proposition.
How is it going?
It's going. I thought it'd be easy. I thought I could just spend a bit of time here, not think, do my own shit. It's turned into a bit of a rabbit hole of miscellaneous information. It's great.
Yeah,
It's
that's
great.
the best
And
part,
like,
you know?
like the more people I meet and talk about the subjects I'm catching up with, the the more people are looking at the same or know the same people. So it's like bigger projects of becoming more of an international
Discussion.
discussion, which is great. But a month is too short.
It's a month only.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you have to speed it up
I might stop sleeping.
at some
I
point.
think that might be a good plan.
That's where you
It
start
might be
seeing
like
UFOs.
us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe
They
you
only come in the
do
night.
a trailer.
A trailer.
You just make a trailer for something and then it becomes like a huge project.
It's not like that.
I think that maybe, especially looking at like Swiss UFO culture.
There's a big Swiss UFO culture.
There is one.
Yes.
It's quite a famous one within the UFO. How to call it? Fanatic
Yes.
scene, which is all down to this guy called Billy Meyer, who lived just outside Zurich, who reportedly was in contact with aliens from the age of 5, and
Nice.
his body of he photographed UFOs. But the photographs are like amazing, and so as a body of work, and there's one book especially in the library of his photographs, and the body of work itself is amazing. As a photography book, it's
Insane.
incredible, and it's just like a narrative. It's got kind of like the same feeling as Afronauts by, I've forgotten the photographer's name, but her kind of it's got a very nice narrative to it. So as a narrative and this whole project, Billy is more of an artist, but he's also kind of sees himself as a prophet of like like the savior of humanity. And it goes into some weird areas of monogamy and how we should reduce the human race. And like it's got like subcults in like the Canada and the US, and it kind of there's a lot going on.
Nice.
There's a lot going on.
Superb.
And there's one website that called for this, I guess, cult, like FIG, so Freedom of Intellectual Human Beings. It's one of those websites that designed around the 90s, so it's got these click-down menus, and
Can't
it
wait
just
to go see
it
it.
becomes like a mess,
Nice.
a mess of a 90s website, and you think it stops, and then you look at the date at the bottom, and you think, oh, it's copyright 2024.
Wow.
And you're like,
He kept it alive.
it's all kept alive by a growing supporting network.
And did you meet some of them?
To be honest, for research purposes, I'm quite happy just to stand at arm's length and look back into the void. And everyone I know that's also been in touch or like in the similar circles doesn't really get involved with them. It's kind of a case of they know they're there, but I'm sure that once at some point something always happens when you don't want it to happen, right?
Very curious.
Yeah.
This is maybe the very interesting
So
point to keep and not to hide it. The distance you take from it and what could happen.
Yeah.
I have a lot of UFO stories.
Yes.
Yes, of course. First of all, my mom is crazy with this, and also like I don't know how well you know Barcelona.
Oh, Spain's got a weird culture, hasn't it?
There's this Montserrat. It's a mountain. It's a really incredible mountain with some really weird shapes. They have a lot of UFO stuff there, and
Autoethnography. And there is this passage about Schrödinger discovering quantum physics in Arosa. At the same time, he fall in love, and we have now this fixation on the fact that we need to go in Arosa to make this movie. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So
the discovery of quantum physics was not in a laboratory.
Yes.
It was in a mountain villa while falling in love. You know. That's amazing.
That's
And
how it works.
the other thing that I thought this weekend is that Schrödinger, you know the Schrödinger's cat, this
Yeah.
thing of the cat of the box. He describes it, or I don't know how it was in his way of communicating, by something so simple that it talks to everyone, which is also amazing. Like he gives it back in a very simple quote that is staying with even my parents who have no idea about physics.
Yeah.
Still, this talks to them.
It is once got told that the cleverest people can make cleverest make people say things in the simplest way. Yeah, if you're using big words, you're just like, but if you're doing something, so yeah, everyone can understand that if you put a cat in the box with like a piece of radioactive, there's a 50-50 chance that they might be dead when you open up, but you never know.
Yeah, you look at it in both ways. It's paradoxical. It's quantum, but yeah. So so now we're looking for a studio space so that we can host things, and like this idea is to how do we go out of Zurich, or of Zurich, or the idea of Zurich,
Yeah.
not geographically out of Zurich. And so we are like, okay, we need to have
Like our idea.
idea
our
of Zurich.
bubble.
It's still very personal, of course.
Yeah.
It's very personal.
But finding somewhere in Zurich at the moment is really hard, isn't it?
Some place?
Yeah.
Yes, we are looking for kind of these soon to be destroyed places, so that we can have, because finding something is one thing, but finding something where you can have full creative expression to the place, it's like even more complicated
And affordable.
and affordable. So another idea is to have a building that will be destroyed, so that we can do whatever we want in it and turn it into the coolest place of Zurich, and host dinner parties with strangers or something like that.
Yeah.
And we found there is on Project Interim the old police building. It's a bit huge,
Yeah.
so I think maybe we need to get
Crazy.
to convince a lot of people. And because there is also like what caught our attention was that there is a room downstairs that is soundproof, or like you can make as much noise as you want and it won't disturb the neighbors, which is super nice as a place. I don't want to know why there is that in the basement.
A shooting place.
A shooting place.
Oh, is it along the theatre hall?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a shooting.
Yeah, but I think now that you say that, now we just need to convince people. We don't need to look further. Like we rent out the whole police building of Zurich, and we make the like nicest place there is in there.
Yeah.
Could be a project, Martin. Okay.
We want everything to become a project.
Yes.
Everything is a
difficult.
project, isn't it?
Everything. Yes.
I think that's the problem. That's why having a live workspace rather than a house is the way to do it. All the artists I know of a certain age that have quite large flats, you go in and they're not like flats, they're kind of work environments.
Is it filming?
Yes, but you didn't know.
Oh fuck! Oh, that's why it's not working. No, I filmed a bit. I closed it. I swear I
It
have.
was closed for the whole time.
No. Yeah, I closed it at some point. I made a break.
But yeah, everything's a project.
Yes.
And finding a live workspace that you can actually stay in for a good amount of time.
I think it's the dream.
Yeah.
Because this limitation of your place is a burden. You want to have this place which you have your whole bike workshop and your library, and like you can paint on the wall or destroy a wall, and it doesn't matter. That's like not existing at the moment.
No, it's hardly existing anywhere unless you moved to kind of quite a grim industrial part of a city.
No, it's only fun if it's like in the city center,
Yeah.
because then you can convince people to join it. And
I don't know. I think there's a lot of people that are quite up for finding anywhere. At the moment.
yes.
They just need a base and quite international. And it just needs to be a space that you can grow, or especially if you make a little coffee shop or have a little something where food is an element. Especially as lots of
Yeah,
people.
but then you have to open up a business, or you make it underground.
The other thing is time. Like now you start to
Let's
spend
look.
time on it.
Yeah.
I have time next semester. I'm not working.
I wish.
Yeah,
I
you,
wish
but
I
you
had time.
can just take half of a.
No, no, no.
Of course, half of a master.
Time is not easy.
Half of them are
No, you don't need to take all of your classes. It's okay. Let's look for this. Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, that's the other problem we're having at the moment. Is
Yes.
finding a situation to work in without constraints.
That is the thing that you have
It's a priority.
in
After
your
this,
mind now,
yeah.
or you see it as a weight.
I see it as yeah, because at the moment I don't really have anywhere, and all the offers I get given are either really out of the way or are kind of a very much a compromise. But we'll see.
I
It's
think.
not-
No, that you say that. I think it's because we are not the only one who is sharing this struggle. So I think now we are limiting ourselves to a space that would fit our needs, but we can just dream bigger and then ask for people around us. Like in our bubble, there's so much people that would join the project.
Now the thing, we started to make a movie about how to get out of your bubble, and now you want to get in touch with the people in your bubble.
No, I don't know. Let's make then.
That's how it works, though. You try and run away from something, and you just get closer to what you're running away from.
We invite bankers to live in this space. That would be very funny, if you can create the space on your own.
That's what happens in lots of major cities. If it was like big old schools get turned into very bourgeoisie living accommodations.
Then not only bankers, but also I don't know, like.
It could be funny to mix it.
Yeah, that's
A
what I
bit
was.
scary as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are got similar mindsets. You just need to find somewhere where the noise does not travel.
But still like bankers are, I don't know, they are people who study. But now if you want to mix with totally the opposite of your bubble,
Yeah.
it's kind of scary.
I don't know how Zurich bankers are. Maybe they're a bit more straight than London bankers.
I don't know. But I think there are some bankers that are really open on the inside. In a way creative.
Yeah.
Also.
Because banking is one of those worlds that is like banking and the art world are very similar. As there's very few regulations deep down about banking and art.
Maybe then.
It's interesting. And also there are a few documentaries that talk about art in such a way.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't watched it, but this painting, like how to make a Leonardo painting. Like a guy who finds a painting and buys it for like 1,000 and finds out it's a Leonardo painting that was undiscovered. And
Oh yeah.
everything.
There's quite a
A
few.
lot of these stories. I also watched one. This is really interesting. It was like defending the why it's good that some art is getting so expensive.
Why is it good?
I don't know. In this documentary, they were talking about the fact that if it's so expensive, it's going to get protected. Like that's kind of a protection for it for the future. Like beyond these people who I don't remember completely the documentary. I could find it if you're interested. But
no,
it said
the
that
theory
there's all
there
this
is-
thing about the market, but that on the other side, the art is also benefiting from it because when people buy something so expensive, they protect it or they take good care of it. And
It makes sense if you have something really valuable then.
what's up, Simon?
J'achète tout le bureau de la police.
We are already running out of battery.
You can plug. Sorry. Thanks a lot.
I think it's.
And so, what's this book or library you have in London?
Oh, bibliothèque.
Bibliothèque.
I got really scared when he said, "Oh, yeah, when you said any chance to come to Biblioteca on Sunday?" I'm like, I'm in the completely wrong city, like country. So about 5 years ago. About 5 years ago, I had just left a job as a book rep for a semi-large art book distribution in Berlin, and I had loads of books, like, because every book they sold, I had a sample copy, so I had a large collection of books of artists, and I didn't want them, so I was emailing libraries in London whether they wanted books independent, and one of my friends, who is a lecturer at the AA in London, was like, "Oh, one of my students is setting up a library." So I got in touch with my friend, now my very good friend Gleb, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll have some books." And I said, "It's quite a few books." And he's like, "No worries, that sounds really good." So came to the house in his car, picked up all these books, all fine. And then he said, "Oh, you should have lunch. Come to my place for Sunday on lunch." And it's like him and his partner cooked this amazing roast dinner, a few friends. And next week he said, "Oh, you should come to my birthday. It's at the library. You should come to the library." I'm like, "Cool." So I popped along, said hi, and got drunk. And when I got there, he was like, I said, hi, and he said, do you want to become a director?" And I'm like, "What?" And I'm thinking about doing something a bit more socially active. And I'm like, this space is cool. It's got like books, collections, not much worth, like time, you can like quite easy access. So yeah, I can happily help out and make it work. And he said, and by the end of the night I said, "Yeah, of course I'll be a director." And first director meeting we had was like this 4 of us from all over the place. And there was no like introductions. It was not like that so awkward point. You know, when you meet a lot of people for the first time, that you obviously in a responsible role. So instead of like shaking hands, it was like all sat down. I think we all got like, everyone said, like, "Do you want a beer?" It's like, yeah. So we started having a beer, and we basically just straight in to a conversation about how to make this library like go forwards, and job roles, and no like dilly-dallying. It was just like everyone connected like with perfection. And so a couple of hard years of paying the rent on a really shitty archway in London, and having to like battle a few things. We left that and we moved into the Architectural Association, which Glib was studying and became very networky with. And yeah, everything became more settled, and technically my job is just to have conversations with publishers and trying to get more books into the library, so it grows into like an experimental visual library for everyone to come and like look at, from rare to new to experimental, to just get a grip of what art publishing can look like. Also be a space where people can host events and not worry too much about anything. Because it's like centre of London, so you just say, yeah, we'll have a book launch, open doors, and everyone comes. So yeah, it's quite basically that.
Is this the space where you said we could make a movie screening?
Yeah, it's also where my projector's being dumped at the moment. So I
Perfect.
It's you know those, you you guys look like you do rash decisions. You know when you say, I want to, you go like, I need a projector. I'm sick of looking at films on the screen. At the moment I'm like quite stable. I can afford to have a projector and show them all the time. And then you have a friend that goes like, I've got a projector. Yeah. And you're like, yeah, it's sort of, how big do you want to throw an image on a building? It's like, I've only got these, and like £800 Pelly case, the whole shebang. So while I was living in a house, it was really good. You could set up the projector on the shelf, and you could just have like watch films. Like,
Nice. That's
but
what you need.
now the library uses it for like events, so it gets used a lot.
Super nice.
But yeah, so the facilities for doing everything from experimental music to films and talks, it's all there.
We can project on the side of a building, on the side of the AA building.
Yeah. It could,
It's a film for everyone.
Yes.
It's not only for the people inside.
See?
Yeah, makes sense.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's super motivating. Now I really want a space in Zurich.
Yeah, but we don't know what we are jumping in.
Yeah, but that's why it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, anyway, you're going to pay rent, so it must.
Yeah, and we are already, I don't know, but I'm paying a lot just for a little room, so
That's what really annoys me, is the point where if you wanted to have, you pay rent for a house, and then you have to pay rent for a studio,
yeah.
and then you just realise like, where's all this money coming from?
Yes.
And then all the friends I know that really have been quite hardcore, they've always found quite a large studio space and just kind of, live there. But there's only like, you've got limited time, about like 10 years before you kind of burn out.
But I think we are also in a situation where we are anyway not projecting more than 1-2 years ahead of us.
Yeah.
So it's really okay to burn out.
I think it's fine. And also
Yeah.
the point where you get really sick of like living in a house.
Yes.
So you just, unless you get a family and then
Yeah,
dogs,
it's different situations.
This is the time to try things out.
It's this time.
Like,
Our supervisor, it was really funny. He was getting a child, the guy that is looking after our movie, and and it was the last meeting before he gets a child with us. No, it was the last meeting with us before he was getting a child, and we kind of started to understood that he was getting a little scared of jumping into this new adult life.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh yeah, we are a bit underwater with everything we are doing at the moment. We were like, hey guys, it's your 20s, it's the time to be underwater. And it's true also.
No, it's true. In your 20s, it's
Yeah,
definitely time.
it's time to make stupid decisions and rent a studio space and not a house.
To be honest, there's no such thing as a stupid decision. It's more just a case of like following your dreams, and if they don't work out, then at least you tried.
Yeah, and I'd rather have 800 francs going away per month for a studio space than for a bed.
Yeah, 800. Yeah, that is a crazy amount. In London now, it's between like 8 and £1,000 a month for. Yeah, that's the smallest bed. It's like how are you gonna like? You can't work that money out.
Yeah.
Save money.
That's fucked up in London because at least in Zurich, if you walk, you get. I mean, if you work in a proper thing. Now we find work at ETH, or I work at ETH, and like you can get money and live comfortably quite easily if you have a corporate job, let's say.
Yeah.
But in London, I'm not sure the salaries are as high as they are in Zurich,
No.
and still the rent is crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a point where that bubble has to pop at some point,
Yes.
and other bubbles have to exist. So yeah, no, it's a very weird world at the moment. So.
Also, it's super nice if it opens up to discuss with the other boat, because then you have an understanding of who is everyone.
Yeah.
And it's just not you. I mean, I don't know if you've seen
heard about this kind of NZZ, ETH stuff going on at the moment. Like there's a huge tension between the DARC and the NZZ. So like this
The architecture department.
yes.
No, I don't know that.
Yes, basically some guy wrote an article from a professor from a German university and about anti-Semitism at the DARC of ETH because I mean we are a school and we are hosting events about Palestine and Israel and whatever, and which was not based at all. It was kind of a bit of a wage move, but still created this kind of movement of uneasiness of the DARC request because they are under a lot of financial pressure.
Yeah.
And so then talks of people speaking about Palestine have been cancelled, and NZZ is still writing what they are. There is this huge tension, and it's like this kind of, we are on top of our hill with the ETH, which is really like outside of the city.
Yeah.
And I mean, we were looking at this Prote Fabric book, and it was a time in the 80s where education was a mess for the city, but it was much more understood because it was in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
And now we are not able to say anything. I mean, we are able to say anything, but we are not understood because so far from the city and like such a lack of discussion that is create this moment of tension that are based on nothing. And yeah.
I think there's a lot of universities generally, like all the university stuff I hear about on, like LCAL and all the like semi-political art courses around the world. Like a lot of universities are tied to financial stipulations, especially the ones in London and in the UK. The reason they grow so heavily is because of foreign students.
Yes.
And the government stopping the cap on fees, so the universities would just put an extra zero on everything. And just because of the tradition of the UK being quite a strong like educational institution, like Switzerland. It's either you go to Switzerland or you go to Cambridge, isn't it, or something ridiculous. If you're like from Asia or Saudi Arabia, it's kind of those, you go to study in those countries, you go abroad and you study amongst like polite society, and then you go back and you're seen as having something much more than everyone else. But it costs a lot of money, and it's one of the reasons why property is, like, especially in student halls, is quite expensive because of foreign students that are willing to pay that because they've already paid so much money to be on the course. But I don't have. It is what it is.
Yes.
I see the AA a bit like that.
Yeah, AA love it.
I went to a summer kind of school that they organized 1 year, and I literally went thinking like, ooh, I want to meet the people from London. What do they have to say?
Yeah.
And actually there was only one girl who was British, and I think 90% of the people were Russian. It was quite crazy. And even the teacher from AA was Russian. Yeah.
So
No, I think the two teachers from AA were both Russians. Yeah. It was quite crazy. And you know, like, it was in Mallorca, and for me, from Switzerland and Hungary to go there is not a lot. I mean, it's a few hundred max for the flights.
Yeah.
And these Russian people came from Russia, and because of the war, they have to like go to multiple countries to get a visa.
Oh yeah, they usually have to go to like
And
Turkey and then come to
yes,
Turkey.
they go to Turkey and then probably like to Italy or something because they only found a visa from Italy, and then to Mallorca, and they were like, everyone was at least paid 1,500 just on the flights to go there. It's crazy. From another world, you know.
That is crazy. But it does make me, and for yourselves, quite relieved that we're from countries that we don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Thankfully, but it could. I hope it doesn't shift. But what if things shift.
But there was one point where people, like, turn of the last century, people would go to Russia to study. And there's like those great universal connections with St. Petersburg and yeah. But no, it's crazy how everyone's just, and also universities in London they just love that. They just see it as like all that money coming in.
London is very popular. It's a big name.
Yeah.
Even like in Hungary, studying in London is the dream.
I was going to say, do you want to go up to the library?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure.
Now we finished tea, coffee. So this is the upper level, and then there's a lower level. So this is basically the photography, artists, spiritual, UFO section, and then it goes into philosophy in the middle. And downstairs goes into miscellaneous, anthropological, and then like astronomy, like stars, and then more technical stuff. But as you go around, you'll see that it's just someone that obviously needed to research something and bought books on it when they needed, and they couldn't stop.
Okay, I need to start a library.
Everyone needs to start a library.
Yes.
How? So it's organized.
Yeah,
Or rent, maybe
well,
buying is a
don't
bit.
even ask that. Like, my biblioteca with the main director, Glib, was like, wants to start a space up in Zurich.
You know what we should do?
What?
Okay, we should do something like Spotify or Netflix, but for books.
There is.
And you pay like
There is.
fee?
There's Arena.
What's Arena?
It's a online.
Isn't it Arena like we wanted to use?
Arena.na?
Yeah,
Wow, you can use that for books as well?
I think it is.
What?
Yeah, I send you a link because that's the one thing that I got told to go on. It's like
Ooh.
they
But
are.
did you get physical books?
No, it's all online.
Ah.
But it's like people that post, like they upload their whole libraries and book collections.
But for free?
Yeah,
Ah, okay, so if we dig deeper into Arena.
If you could send us, it would
I would
be
be delighted to.
really amazing.
Yeah, otherwise you should talk to, if you when you're in London next, go and see Glib. He is definitely more on it than me.
Let's go to London.
I mean,
Enjoy.
for the screening of the movie.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
When we have a movie.
So this is organized by
This
theme,
is
kind of.
Kind of theme. If we go downstairs, there's on the door it shows you much more of a clearer.
Which one is the book that you said about UFOs that is very fascinating?
This is like the guy that starts up a UFO cult
From Billy.
in Zurich.
Let's take a look at this. You know something very funny is that when we met in this book, like volumes,
Yeah.
you know, we filmed the book like this, kind of. It was just on a table, and we later realized how interesting it could be to get it, but we couldn't find a way to get it.
You know you can buy this
So-
book on the website.
Wait, the website of the...
Yeah. It's like 60 francs. But as you see, it's just like
So this isn't the photographic one.
no.
Photographic.
Good.
But that's the actual main textbook.
That's how you get good in German.
Yeah, no, yeah. Das ist
Uh,
stressig.
All of the books are in German?
I know there's like English, German.
It's a bit of French.
I think there's a bit of like is a nice eclectic mix of randomness.
Is this really about sharing information with people? It looks nearly like a law book or something.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
Ein geschlagener Mensch fürchtet sich vor einem Schildfach. They are like facts put out, or what is this?
Yeah, I know. It's just completely. I kind of like it as an object. I like how it's laid out, but it looks pretty scary.
Especially if German is not good.
Who? These are the people you should take distance from. Wow.
Yeah, it gets good, right? And that's the
This
main.
is Billy.
That's Billy. That's the main.
Albert, Billy. Maybe he's interesting for our movie.
You should try and get. You can actually go to the space, the ranch.
Hmm?
You can go. You can go to the headquarters, which is just outside of in Canton or something.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll forward you all the website information that I've
Thank you.
accumulated. Stuff that you can actually doesn't make to go like I don't want to go there.
What a scary book.
It's insane.
And what is this sign?
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. You kind of think that that's
Looks a little bit Indian.
I think he went to India. I think I think he was in India where the first alien talked to him.
That's
Which makes sense, but yeah, to be honest, it looks like someone that is doodled one day and just thought that looks cool.
This is the downstairs.
And the downstairs gets quite tight.
And you can only access the downstairs from the
Oh no, there's another door. But I thought I'd give you like the. There's also a little roof that is. Epic.
I think this library is also an architectural experience because it's the first time I feel like pushed by books from every side.
Yeah. This downstairs definitely is cramped.
Oh, this little book is really nice. You know Irma Bloom?
Yeah.
I watched some of her lectures lately, and she talks about these minuscule books.
She loves making miniature books, doesn't she?
Yes. Kafka.
It's a bit of Kafka's space here.
Really nice library. This is... Anyway. Hitler. Ah, hello.
In travel.
So nice.
But why is this box this size, for example?
I know. I think
Why
that's
is this one this
because
big?
usually if you see images of the library, it's actually in a circular shape. So it maybe it's, I think it's something to do with the like, structure.
So we just need to
But
actually.
I kind of like it.
And it's
Like,
one
But
piece
you can
and
even like do it.
like that, yes, or just put it down.
Also, like the size of the box doesn't correspond to the classification. Like, this is a full.
no. But I think there are some uniform, so I think it's.
I did work on it.
Yeah.
You want to switch back?
Tao.
Yeah. There's a
Tao. Alan Watt. You know Alan Watt? Self-development philosopher. This guy was collecting everything.
Yeah, yeah. No, this is the reason why this library is so good.
The imagine.
forgotten, but that's the same thing. It's like it's quite a big novel, but the centre page is a map of the hotel, the apartment they're talking about, so you can actually understand whatever all the stories that are happening in this book through the main spread of this one diagram in the middle.
So it's a map.
Oh,
of
it's
pages.
called Prek Life of a user's guide or something. A manual to the user's guide.
User's Guide to Life.
Or something. I'll find it for you and send you. So many things to
Very
send you.
curious. Nice.
But no, that's got a very similar thing.
It's nice. There's a good mood in this place.
Yeah.
Very good mood. When it's a hotel, people are still allowed to access the library. Like guests.
It's open literally 24/7. It's never locked.
Nice. Why can't we wait?
A user's manual.
Life, a user's manual. It doesn't focus, it's fine.
Don't worry. Oh, that's the cover that usually is.
Nice.
But it's a good book. It's an amazing amount of these pamphlets just listed around in different sections.
Life in the spiritual and physical.
Oh, the idea is to have how do you call that? Someone to fund your art practice, a mécène.
You need like a supporter.
Exactly. So now we work this 1-2 months coming into making friends within the Zurich corporate bank world, and then we propose a project. We buy a building and we turn it into like the freest place in Zurich. And this is where we live, at least with Martin. Oliver, if you care to join us, you're more than welcome. And then it's like a studio, live place, bike repair workshop, everything, paid parties in public spaces, and it's in the old police building, and then we have huge parties in the shooting room.
I think once you start talking to lawyers and property developers, other buildings will just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, they will try
someone that is like wise enough to see that you're a good thing, not a bad thing.
And also that don't
We
try
are
to
architects.
make money out of that.
Maybe we can look more serious.
But the problem is, the whole idea is that if you move in and make it look good, then everyone else would come around you because they want part of the action. And then the property developer generally sells off the building for a lot more money. If you've raised the price of the whole area,
So we fucked up the thing.
You fucked up the scene.
It needs to have a certain intimacy or like privacy.
But yeah, that's the problem. Once you do that, it kind of is the thing that you never wanted to be, but you've made yourself.
It's too good for us.
Yeah.
Do you think that happened to Warhol as well?
Definitely.
To what?
To Warhol's factory.
Next to last night, I was reading the Sotheby catalogues of everything that Warhol had.
Wow.
And fucking hell, he had. You know when you're like, oh, you've got a few things, and then you realise that how much stuff he had and how much it was worth. Even his like watch collection was
Jewelry and watch. There's one full book for that.
yeah.
Take it there.
Let's go for Arnaud and Arnaud.
And it's just crazy the amount of money he must have been spending on random shit.
But we don't have that money.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
Not yet. Mm-hmm.
Out of town party.
What is that all?
Yeah, that's his whole collection. That's part. Must be part of his art collection.
Mm-hmm.
Sex and parties are the two things that you still have to actually be there for.
Yeah, this is the best quote.
People, you and other people.
I don't know. How do you make it so that it can be a nice place that doesn't get eaten by capitalistic will?
I don't think it happens. That's the problem. I don't think it happens.
You know, Simon, maybe what we are doing about this situationism and getting lost and everything is also something like this Warhol part is about fun and being there.
I think that's a good attitude. Just being somewhere.
Yes.
I need this book. We need to organize something.
The thing is, ownership is too far from us in Zurich. So we are always.
Yeah, the prices are crazy, aren't
No,
they?
it's impossible. Like even if I inherited, both of the 4 of our parents died, the 6 of our parents died at the same time. I'm not sure we could buy a proper place in Zurich.
No. I have too much sisters.
No. Even if I was only child, there's no way I could afford anything in Zurich.
Let's take a look at his watches.
It's a weird selection of dress watches with a few Rolexes just chucked in there. But apparently
full of Patek Philippe.
he only wore one watch the whole of his life.
It's a Cartier tank, no?
They say it's a lady's Rolex Day, but he had a few tanks.
Yeah, I love tanks.
You love tanks?
Yeah, I think if I only want one ever watch to be the Cartier tanks.
I did buy a fake one from Hong Kong for my for Gloria. I got it inscribed on the back.
This is fake?
Does she know that it's...
Yeah, she does. I can't afford a real Cartier tank.
What was it inscribed on the back?
It said, never mind them. Don't give a damn about the motherfuckers.
Where's the dirty book?
It's here.
Put it back in the wrong place. Yeah, let's see how it goes. I know what one guy who would join us. I think Joshua would join us if we open the space.
Very cool guy.
So now you have no idea what's up after the UFO residency?
I go back to London. I'm organising a book fair as part of Peckham 24, which is a sub-festival to do with London photo. And then might need to find a job.
Always there in the background.
It's always in the background. And then back to Zurich for the next month for volumes.
The mini volume.
Mini volumes.
Oh, I'll be exposing there too.
Cool.
It's Trans magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working there now.
Super. We're going to hang out there.
Yes.
And then back to London for bicycle festival.
Which one?
Bespoke in Manchester.
Cool.
And then a little road trip up north, and then come back, and then coming back to Zurich in August. Yeah, but yeah, along the line I need to find a job. Yeah, sad times.
Yes.
But it'll be fine.
Of course we
Really curious books. First chapter is how to become a professional homosexual. Second chapter is young girls interviewed at the factory.
He definitely has a sense of humour.
Very fascinating person, this Warhol.
Wow. Do you know what bus you're going back on?
I think there's one at 5.
That's cool. I just wanted to find out. I know the buses up here are really...
I think we should be there 15 minutes
Yes,
in advance, just to be sure.
I just wanted to let. If you are stranded up here, fair enough. You just have to sleep in the library.
It's okay, we'll manage.
The thing is that after 7 it's free for us. Or not free, but we have a...
Oh.
You should get it actually.
You can't get it. I
I
mean,
can't get it.
I suppose it's like
Oh, yeah.
under 25.
I am definitely under 25.
I didn't want to imply
I might
anything.
look like I'm under 25, but I am far from. It's just a case. I don't think there's no public transport from here.
It's crazy. It's like there's one at 5, and then the next one is at 9:30.
Yeah, in the morning.
No, in the evening.
Is there? I
Yeah.
thought it was in the morning.
There is still a bit in the evening, but then we might not be able to go home.
Yeah.
On
Because
all the way
the
to
bus
the
only goes to Trogen or and then.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. It's like it's 1 at 5. There's also 4 if we want to make it sure thing that we get back down the mountain.
It does feel like you're up a mountain at the moment.
But how high is it?
Not sure. I think the elevation. Yeah, because Haydn. When you're in Haydn, was it snowing?
Yes. Yes, actually it was already snowing in St. Gallen, no?
Yes.
Oh, really?
And in Zurich too. When we were leaving, it was snowing.
It's everywhere snowing in Switzerland.
What a chair.
I know.
Ah, you can turn it.
Yeah.
How do you turn it? I because
It's a library chair.
How can something be so amazing? Wow. I think this is my favorite chair. Look at this.
you know what would be nice?
We will show it to the camera.
You can that as like 5 meters of room height. I feel always enclosed. Low ceiling space. Could be nice to have a huge place, no?
It's two things at the same time that fit together.
It's one of my fascinations in life, library chairs. Because you don't often see them that often. And some people get really confused by them.
Yes, I was like, why is this moving this much and making noise?
The other extreme is when you have the ladders sliding. Like,
Yes.
have you ever been to the Sitterwerk?
Yeah.
Sitterwerk
No.
in St. Gallen is another library, which was a collection of a collector. But the nice thing about Sitterwerk is it's all an automated system. So every book's got a chip in it, and every night there's a machine that reads the shelves. And if you want a book, you type in the book to the computer, and the computer finds the book for you.
Oh, wow.
And points at it. So you climb the ladder.
You still climb.
And so it's like it's like a huge wall of books, and so it's an amazing situation. But as a concept, it's beautiful. But the collection is only like artist book and like art books. So it's not as interesting as this. But the whole idea of like recording and categorization, because you don't have to like put the book in the same place.
I can just put it
But
anywhere.
anywhere. And
And that's why every night it checks. Oh wow.
Yeah. Hmm.
So if there is no more machine, you're fucked. But it's, I didn't see it like that.
Yeah. But I think it's the only kind of case in the world this actually works. Because it only works on, like, if everything's on one wall. Because the machine is basically like a scanner.
What does the library say about Andreas Süst? In your opinion?
My opinion.
Yes. Do you really think that he collected because he needed?
Does anyone collect because they need it?
No.
Right?
That's a good question.
Like, I don't know.
Because a lot of things are needed, but they are not needed. No?
Yeah.
Needing is difficult.
A strange word.
Mm-hmm.
I think you collected because obviously enjoyed it. Well, you picked up Warhol, and like Warhol collected like more than this. He just bought things because he wanted to buy things.
Mm-hmm.
I think most artists have this passion for like controlling and buying and organising objects and handling things aesthetically. Like talking about Cartier tanks, and you've got like Omega Speedmasters and all these like fetishized watches. No one really, a Cartier tank is probably one of the most useless watches in the world, right? It's only got 2 hands and it just tells you the minute and the hour, and just looks really stylish at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of, everyone probably needs a Swatch or a Casio probably. They're the most functioning watches.
Yeah.
Actually needing stuff, but I must admit you can tell that some of these books he bought because he needed them, or needed them for research, or he probably got given a load. A lot of these books he got given by friends, artist friends, people he knew, and then there's a whole family Zust collection downstairs. So I think publishing books is in his blood. But he also had a huge record collection.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously the love for music, and music's one of those things that you can't just make up. You need a collection of music. But
I'm asking myself now.
Yeah.
In our world now, what do we gain by making a book collection? Because now everything is more accessible. But somehow the collection also means to take things from different places and putting them in one place.
Yeah.
And then that place becomes special because of this.
Mm.
And maybe it's not anymore about the access to books, for example, a book collection, but it's more about what it wants to tell about you. Or
I think, yeah, that's a double-sided sword, right? It's the whole idea of a collection tells someone in the world about you, but also this is a much friendly environment to learn about the world than looking at a computer.
mm-hmm.
And also there's so much on the internet at the moment that it's hard to find things because there is so much information. At least here you kind of got a selected amount of information that has gone through an editing process, where much of the internet these days is clickbait or information that we cannot believe because it hasn't been verified by any, maybe one person that spends too much time on their computer. But this also feels very much human. Being here is very comfortable. You two look like you're at home.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It feels
Yeah.
I could see myself also having a bit of a retreat time.
See?
Yeah.
and then I think everyone asked that question, do I need more books? But then you end up collecting them out of, you always say one more of that collection. One more because that book's like got that piece of work in, that information.
Do you think it could be a relevant project to come here to learn German by reading books? And then I learned the German of Andreas Just.
Yeah.
You learn to
curated German.
Curated German.
Yeah.
I kind of have so far. Lots of UFO terminology and just weirdness.
Then I just make a project about how I speak German if I only have the library of Andreas Just.
You know these
I should apply
AIs,
for next semester.
language-based AIs. You should do one that is only knowing about art books, and whatever you tell that AI answers you.
I think my German would be super nice if I can only speak about socialism and Andy Warhol.
Wow.
Fuck. I think. When is it? It's 1 month in October, November next year.
This year.
This year.
I think applications are open.
No.
Yeah. You should do it.
I think I could do it.
Do it.
Can you do it in a group?
Yeah.
You already speak German.
But
But it's fine. You could be
I
translator.
don't speak German.
You're my translator. Oh wow.
Yeah. Just do it. There's the application. Yeah. There's 2 groups. Yeah. There's 3. You get the 3 applications, and yeah, 2 of them are groups here. Well, yeah. There's 2 groups here. You should apply. It'd be fun. And then you could just hang out in the library.
And I read books all day in German until I'm bilingual and I speak like Andreas Just.
I speak Andreas Just.
Fuck. I think it's funny to. It's only 1 month.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I can just take time off work. Perfect.
See, this is the attitude you want, right?
It's perfect.
Yeah. But I must admit, it's been nice being in the library, especially late at night after dinner. You can just come up here and just like read and just not even read, just like exist amongst all these books.
Do you cook together?
Yeah. Like kind of cook together. We have a shift pattern.
How do you buy groceries?
All the groceries are here. Because the kitchen's open at the weekend, so they have
That's
enough.
nice.
So buying groceries is not an issue. They just, because everything's on bulk, I guess.
Yes, because if you were relying on the buses, it wouldn't work well.
Yeah, because in the week it's a restaurant.
Yeah, in the
Nice,
weekend.
it's functioning.
From Thursday to Sunday.
So there was a restaurant before we came.
Yeah.
Ah.
You
And
just
then you
like
have-
cleaning.
You have access to the food for yourself.
Yeah.
That's life, guys.
See, that's another reason for you guys to like
I will definitely apply.
run
like-
away from them.
It's super fun story, no?
Super easy application as well.
I speak the German of Andreas Just only.
That's super poetic as well.
Yes.
Because there are whole sections downstairs about language.
You would read this.
Oh wow. I make an application tonight. And when do you know about when it's like when are you selected?
I think just after the deadline.
Okay. So then I can plan if I get a job.
Yeah, you get plenty of. Yeah, got plenty of time.
Easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
What happens if you don't fulfill your project?
Oh, I fulfilled my project already. That's fine.
No.
Yeah.
Is there any risk in
consequences?
it?
I don't think so.
How can you say that the project is fulfilled or not?
I think it's more, but yeah, I think having a simple project like that is fine. You just got to do a little talk at the end, 5 minutes in German, just talking about books in a
UFOs and social democracy.
maybe meets a few people that knew Andreas. There's quite a few. so you can just talk.
I think there's a section about language downstairs.
Yeah.
I should have a look. Is there any relevance?
There are 3 levels.
2. Oh, so that's the roof.
It's a bit cold now.
Ah, c'est bon ou pas?
Yes.
Et t'as pris ta photo pour
Yes.
ton Insta?
Yes. Wow, I wouldn't have guessed.
We want to make people think that we are in Helsinki. Because we are making a project about Helsinki.
This is the kind of perfect landscape. I'm trying to create a UFO, like a black box artist UFO recovery.
Miski,
1 second.
oh, it's not recording anymore, this camera is dying. I really can't record anymore, Martin.
Je pense que ça existe les gens bêtes. Bêtes. Qu'est-ce qui rend quelqu'un bête?
Ah, petit pissou.
Nicht schlecht, aber wir würden bestellen.
Ah, troisième pote qui arrive.
Schweizer Marathonläufer.
Qu'est-ce qu'ils fouillaient les photos là, je sais pas.
Die Befolgung in den vergangenen Tagen hat die Befolgung des Herzogwachsens als schwerwiegend herausgestellt, was sie jetzt angenommen. Täglich kommen die Kurzfristen zu der Behördenleitung geholfen werden.
Ok. Moi je mets un petit film là. Ah. Justement, ça se trouve on a assez pour acheter un million. On peut acheter un...
Ah, bah regarde, j'ai gagné 1 franc.
C'est vrai?
Insane.
C'est pas 1 million de francs.
Non, c'est rien.
Jamais été tout ça, j'ai dû aller rechanger mes settings pour le scroll pop. Attention. Attention hein.
Deux.
J'ai rechangé mes settings pour scroller
So, we won 1 franc.
easy. Soon we'll be rich. Moi, Miski, je mets un petit film et après je dors.